every year, the banks of the Nile overflow. And what's left behind is a very fertile silt that covers the land that allows agriculture to blossom in the desert. And this was the lifeblood of ancient Egyptian civilization, this flooding. But if the river flooded too much, it would wash away crops, it would destroy agriculture, there'd be famine. If it didn't flood enough, you get the same result. You don't have enough irrigation, you don't have enough water, the silt isn't as productive as it needs to be, and there's famine. So the goal every year was to hopefully we could pray to the gods and make sure our leaders are doing what they need to do in the Egyptian worldview, so that the Nile floods in a balanced fashion, so that we can have agricultural production for the rest of the year and that we won't go hungry. This annual flooding of the Nile and the strips of land that surrounded both sides of the banks were also the basis of things like geometry. The land was at a premium here. So you had to figure out who got what land and who owned what land. So we see the basis of early geometry, trying to plot out land and assign it to different folks. We see the rise of bureaucracies and governments coming from who's going to make a decision about who gets what land, or how do we divide up, once we decide that we're going to grow food and we're going to save it, how do we figure out how that gets distributed in times of famine, who gets what, and all these type of things. So all these questions had to be answered, and all this is based on the annual flooding of the Nile River. This is so important to the civilization.